It's time now to go behind the curtain, and what better way to do that than with the help of Adriana Doria. Adriana, thank you so much for stopping by once again, and you have quite the show to talk about. It's one that I know has gotten pretty popular, especially for those who have been dying to see this finally here in West Michigan. But I've got to be honest, Kimberly Akimbo, not a very... a musical that I'm personally familiar with.
Yeah,
if you wouldn't mind, if you wouldn't mind, just kind of going over what to expect with this show.
Yes. Well, first off, thanks for having me. First one of the new year.
I know. So happy 2026.
Starting strong. 2026. But so this show, I've seen it twice now. This is the second time I've seen it. Okay. It is about someone named Kimberly. She is 16 years old, but she has a rare disease or like a genetic disorder that she ages 4 to 5 times her age. So while she's 16, she actually looks like she's maybe 70, 80, 90 years old. So, and apparently this is a real disease. And so it kind of like follows, her and her high school journey with like a first crush and all of the insecurities that come with high school. But then you learn, that everybody's going through something, right? And she's kind of got a very interesting family dynamic. And she's got like this wild aunt that was the actress that I spoke with who plays her aunt, but just like wants the best for her, but is kind of like crazy and like has like this weird criminal history and all this stuff. Kind of wild. So it's hilarious. It makes you cry. It's got everything you could need in it. And it's a very unique show. You don't see that a lot, but it's won like 5 Tonys. So clearly people like it.
Very accomplished, an award-winning musical that I know a lot of people are, like I said, excited to check out. It is playing with Broadway GR to kick off 2026. Again, tickets still on sale. You have until really Sunday to check it out. So you've got the rest of the weekend, and Adriana's going to have more for us over on woodtv.com. But let's go ahead now, Adriana, if you don't mind. Let's go behind the curtain and check out your story on Kimberly Akimbo.
Welcome to this latest episode of Behind the Curtain, where I take you inside the theaters across West Michigan. Today, I'm here at DeVos Performance Hall to talk all things Kimberly Akimbo, the musical. It has won 5 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, and I talked with one of the actresses in the show who says this has resonated with so many different audiences across the country, but for her, she's just excited to get back to Michigan. Thank you so much for joining us on Behind the Curtain. It's so much fun. We talk a lot about different shows coming to Broadway Grand Rapids, but also around West Michigan. So tell us, Kimberly Akimbo is here. Tell us what we need to know. What's it about?
Kimberly Akimbo is about a 16-year-old girl who has a fictional genetic condition that ages her body 4 to 5 times the natural rate. So she is 16, but she looks and is played by a woman who is 65, 70. So it's basically the story about her life in high school and all that comes with that. Like, yes, she's facing this strange circumstance, but she's also facing first crush, and she's facing making friends. She's facing dealing with her zany family, who is, we all deal with family drama, and so she's dealing with all these normal things in this extraordinary circumstance, and I feel like that just gives such an interesting perspective for all of us as the audience to go along on her great adventure. And I play her aunt, who gets her involved in some criminal activity. You'll have to come see the show to figure that out, but it all leads to good and adventures and joy, and it's a really, really interesting story.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about your character. You kind of segued perfectly in. I remember from seeing it, it's kind of the comedic character as well. Get into some shenanigans too. So without spoiling it, tell us what we can expect from you.
Aunt Deborah is, as you said, up to no good, up to shenanigans, but she's also someone who loves Kim so much and wants Kim to have the life that she wants in the short amount of time that she has. And she's really like the inciting incident for Kim going after the things that she wants. Whether or not I agree with the methods, that remains to be seen, but she's just so much fun to play and so alive and so fearless, and that's been so inspiring for me.
Yeah, and it's such a unique show. I mean, it has a plot that you would never think, if you knew nothing about it, you walk in, right? But clearly it resonates with so many people. I mean, it's won so many Tony Awards, Best Musical being one, obviously, which is the big one. Why do you think it's resonated so much?
I think it's just such a deeply human story that we all have been through these things. I think we all feel like high schoolers still in aging bodies. And so like seeing that portrayed, I think metaphorically speaks to people so intensely. And I think it also just inspires people to go after the things that they want, however they want to get them. And I think that's really redemptive and special for people.
Yeah, and that element too, like you mentioned, everyone feels like they're in high school. Everyone has something that they're struggling with, or that insecurities or things like that. And those kind of come out in the show, I remember. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you're coming back to Michigan. You have some ties here. We've welcomed you with really cold weather, but you're no stranger to that. Talk a little bit about your background.
Yeah, I'm from California, but I went to Interlochen Arts Academy and Interlochen Arts Camp in 2007, and then I graduated high school in 2009. And it's my favorite place on earth. I love it so much. So anytime I get to come back to Michigan, I'm so happy.
Yeah, what was something that you either here or even in Detroit where you were like, I need to go back, I remember this about Michigan, something you wanted to hit up?
Oh man, I mean, I feel like nobody does, this is such a like broad answer, but I really mean it. Like nobody does seasons like Michigan. Like Michigan fall is the most gorgeous fall. Michigan summer is like otherworldly incredible. The lakes are so amazing and all the like things you can do. And then like even the winter, like it's just nobody does the seasons like Michigan. So anytime I've come here in different periods of time, it's just like so fabulous. Also amazing food in Michigan. So I'm always happy to come back and eat here.
Yes, and we certainly do know our seasons with our winters for sure. Give us a little behind the scenes on a day in your life. You know, you come in, what are some of your rituals? Maybe something you have backstage that you always got to have on tour. You've been on tour for a while, so you've kind of probably developed a lot of those.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have, I mean, all of us have so many things, but I feel like my usual is I always have an apple before a show.
Okay.
Love apples. Something about it just kind of like wakes me up. It just feels good to have an apple. I feel like I'm going to explain a lot of things about fruit. My whole thing is fruit. I also always have pineapple at the theater. Have a couple bites of pineapple. Great for your voice, great for singing. I love crystallized ginger for the same reason. Kind of clears off the gunk, gives you like warmness in the chest. I love that. I do my little, I have this little like face massager thing, and I do that before the show. Kind of wakes me up, stretch out my body, do some vocal warm-ups. I also love having my door open and like chatting with people, so it feels very like we're just here at a shift, you know, and like it just feels so great to keep that kind of energy going, because I don't come into the show for a half hour. So that's like a long wait. So if I'm like totally isolated for that time, I come out on stage and I'm like, where am I? So I really like the social aspect of that.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part about being on tour?
Oh man. With this show specifically, it's had such a varying degree of responses, and things hit with certain audiences in a way that shifts a lot, and that's been really interesting, because it's such a quirky show and most people haven't seen it. And I've toured with Wicked and Waitress where people were like very familiar with the material, and so it's been really fun to have people come up to us. I feel like the thing we hear the most is, I had no idea what to expect and I'm so glad I came. And that's such a cool experience, because we can feel that. We feel people getting on board with the story as we go, and that's such like an amazing feeling.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I mean, I always want to know when people are touring, how does one pack, right? You're in a new place every time, and you've got winters here, you've got all sorts of seasons. Talk a little bit about that aspect of it.
We have it down to a science at this point. We are lucky we get 2 suitcases that they travel with us, you know, but like again, like 50-pound rule and whatever. And then we also get a trunk that travels on the trucks that the set is on. And so that becomes your lifeline. So I have an entire summer wardrobe that's in my trunk right now that I've switched out for the winter wardrobe. And that's where we keep like olive oil and salt and pepper and stuff like that, because you don't realize, you know, the kind of cost that accumulates if you're buying cooking supplies everywhere you go, so the trunk is really good for that.
Yeah.
And you know, some people have air fryers. Like,
Wow, yeah.
people travel induction things to bring into hotels.
Wow.
We are really on top of it.
Yeah. You're nifty. You've got it all
Yeah.
figured out. Yeah. And Wicked and Waitress you mentioned.
Yeah.
So you've had a pretty extensive theater career. Which show's been your favorite?
Oh man, I mean, it's for nostalgic reasons. You know, I grew up listening to Wicked. It was my dream to play Elphaba, and getting to do that was like insane. And
Sure.
I still kind of can't believe that happened. So that for that reason, but Kimberly is just so special to me, and I saw it off Broadway before I was a part of it in New York, and I was just so, I'd never seen anything like it. It was so unique, and the cast was so brilliant, and I was like, this is what I want to continue to do. This is like what I want my career to look like. So it's just so special, and I'm in it with my fiance,
Oh my gosh.
who we
that's so
met
cool.
doing Waitress, and then we both got cast in this, so that's been really, really special.
Oh my gosh, you get to travel together.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh my God, how's that been? You love that?
Incredible. We just
Yeah.
got engaged a couple months ago, but
Ah,
we've been together for like 8
congratulations.
years.
Yeah.
Thank you. So it's just been like an absolute joy.
Explore the world with your fiance and do what
Exactly.
you love, right?
Exactly.
That's got to be awesome.
It's
Everyone's dream come true.
Truly.
What would you want to tell people? We've got a few more days of the show here in Grand Rapids. What's your selling point to get them to come?
Oh man. My selling point is there's real ice skating, which is pretty thrilling. So you have to come see to see what I mean by that. But we really are ice skating. There's no little wheels. They are real skates. It's pretty cool. I think if you want to laugh and cry at the same time, this is the kind of show you want to see. And if you want to feel completely affirmed in life, I think this is like the perfect time to come see this.
That's a great selling point.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you. Yes, and enjoy Grand Rapids.
I will.
Kimberly Akimbo, the musical, will be here in Grand Rapids through Sunday, February 1st. You can still get tickets. We have more information about how to do that on WITTV.com. This has been Behind the Curtain. I'm here in Grand Rapids. Adriana Doria.
Gosh, I love every time we go behind the curtain, especially for something like that. I mean, we were talking while that was playing, Adriana. I was going to ask you what the coolest part about that show was, and then we saw it at the very end, that ice skating.
Right
How
at
are
the
they
end.
doing that?
It's shocking because so they start the show and they're all like have ice skates on, but they have what I don't know what they're called. I'm not an ice skater, but those little like the covers.
Yeah.
And so you're like, there's no way they're actually gonna like ice skate. And then like later in the show, they're like actually gliding, and we got to see the rehearsal, which was super cool. It's like a mix. Okay, I wrote it down. It's water and glycerin. It's like a synthetic ice on the stage that allows them to skate. It's not great, right? But it allows them to at least glide. So super cool. I've never seen that on a stage before.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah, even more reasons to check it out. You'll see something you've never seen before.
Literally.
Adriana, you know, we always ask you at the very end to give it the Doria ranking. Where do you rank this, or what would you give it out of 10?
Ooh, I would say a solid 8, 8.5.
You gotta love that.
I mean, these shows just keep surprising me. Like, there's always something that I'm like, whoa, I've never seen that before. So we have circus. We had in one show we have an ice skating now. I mean, what's next? I don't know.
Exactly.
Crazy.
All right. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time this weekend. If you are interested in checking out Kimberly Akimbo with Broadway GR, you can find tickets right now. We've got information over on our website, woodtv.com, and you can also check out Adriana's Behind the Curtain right now over on our website as well. And again, take a look behind the curtain. So, Adriana, thank you so much for stopping